What's new with us? Why am I assembling a new cage? And how did Blue weather the hurricane? Hey guys, I'm Kaylin, the author of The PARROT BLISS Bond and Get to Know African Grey and Cape Parrots, both available on Amazon. I'm assembling a new cage, which I'm going to tell you all about. If you already knew this is Blue, then you probably know that Blue is a Quaker that was given to us because Blue was getting sad and lonely because his bonded human went to college. And Blue's doing really well. The truth is, the hurricane, it was nothing. But I'll tell you all about the cage. If you're already subscribed and you are used to hanging out, thanks for being here. If you're wondering what Blue is doing, Blue is grooming me. Yes, I know, we're buddies. Blue, unfortunately, wants to be friends with the other two Quakers, but it's going to take some time. The other two Quakers are not necessarily taking to Blue the way I would like, and Blue kind of acts like I'm Blue's, and so Blue doesn't like to share me with the other two, so you know. It's just going to take time, I think, for the three of them to bond. They're Quakers, so they're a communal species, so I expect that they will be able to bond, unlike, for example, if it was green-cheeked conures. Then I wouldn't be so sure, you know, then I like twos better, but for Quakers, three should work out okay. So, during the hurricane, which we got so lucky again, this was the second hurricane for Florida for this year, and we got so lucky because we had rain. Did we have wind, Blue? We had wind. But other than that, you know, we saw a tree that got I don't know, chopped in half. Like, I don't know if it was hit by lightning or what, but that's like the extent of the damage we saw, huh, Blue? So we're very, very grateful. We just didn't really sustain any damage, and we're doing good. I did bring the birds that I have out front into the house. Now, this might be interesting for you. A lot of people who have breeding birds, I'm not sure, I think sometimes they try to put them into carriers and put them in a safe place, you know, like a garage. In other words, some place that's going to be protected from the storm. When, you know, depending on how many birds you have, you may or may not be able to do that. I have noticed when we went to Lion Country Safari or when we went to Butterfly World that their lorikeet walk-in aviaries where you can feed the lories, they have cages on the walls that they clearly put them in at night. So it is obvious the lorikeets are the kind of parrot that like to go and hide and basically have a nest box so they have a nice, safe, secure place for the night. For something like a hurricane, I can only imagine that makes it really easy because they're probably super well secured to the wall, and then that way, like, they don't have to worry. Like, the lories are going to be fine riding out the hurricane. But when there are people like breeders who have their parrots, either they have too many parrots or, you know, some of them have really long flight cages. Like, how, I don't even understand how they ever catch them with a flight cage that's raised off the ground so you can't walk into it, and then it'll be 6 feet, 12 feet long, depending on the parrot, depending on the breeder. You know, I just don't know how they ever catch those birds, but some will catch them. I believe that some have found that the parrots know how to weather the storm. In the wild, of course, the parrots would be able to fly somewhere else if they wanted to, but basically they know how to handle the storm. They'll go, I mean, when someone has a breeding cage like that, there should be a natural place that provides some protection from the wind, from the rain, from the sun. So they know to go to those kinds of places, or they'll go in their nest box. I'm glad it wasn't on me. So there are places that the parrot can go for shelter, and then that just means that the parrot's cage has to be nice and sturdy so that it doesn't get affected during the hurricane. If that's the case, then the parrots tend to do fine as well. So everyone did well. During the hurricane, I was assembling cages, because I have enough parrots, since I have over 20 species, that I decided to stack them, get some stackers so that it takes less floor space, and it gave me the ability to put my Cape Parrot Quantum next to my Cape Parrot Paloma. Since Paloma's sick, I can't put them together, but that way they can see each other. She remains quarantined. That's working, and so I'm so thrilled. And on top of that, these cages are 2 feet by 3 feet and then 22 inches tall. So they are, they're like my largest cages now, right after the macaw cages. I have 2 cages that are basically macaw sized cages. And so this is like an upgrade for them, more space, and I am just totally thrilled. So there you have how Blue weathered the storm and what we did during the storm and why I've upgraded my cages. Now, I also took advantage because I saw a land shark, my hawkhead. While I was assembling the cage, she got on the box and she was just picking at the box. They love cardboard. So I'm also going to show you pictures where I cut some of the walls of the box off. It was the inside flaps that I'm comfortable are clean and that kind of thing, because there's like not a better toy. The birds all just seem to adore those cardboard boxes. And actually, when I put the cardboard box in for Land Shark, that's the first thing she went for. Thank you for joining me in this blissful video. Please be sure to like and comment. It helps my juice. And if you have any questions that you want me to answer, then just be sure to post below. And if not, I will see you in the next feathered video.